Hello, Huskies back again with a brand new NHL 18 franchise mode commentary. This time we are doing something a little different. There was a roster vote, a team vote. We did a custom team. We did a fantasy draft. A lot of people voted on the rosters. Thank you to that. The roster that won with more than double the votes of the other two options combined was the under 30 roster. So we're going to roll with the under 30 roster. I'm not entirely sure how I want to get the first couple seasons started. Because if you look at our team, well, we're under 30. I mean, we've got Sedin and Versteeg. Those are our two old guys because of the auto draft. But I just signed a bunch of guys to. I laid a little bit of groundwork. I threw out maybe 10 or 15 offers to guys in free agency to kind of fill out some spots. Oh, and we have Dan Girardi back here too. And Trevor Daly. So we have a couple of guys that are over 30. It's gonna happen with auto draft. I'm not entirely sure how I want to start. Like if I want to try to win now or just kind of take my lumps because the team's a little rough. And do I just build through the draft? Because free agency is going to be a crapshoot for the first couple of years with all these guys getting signed. A lot of teams are going to have extra cap space. They're going to be able to re-sign guys. So we're going to have to find big in the draft. We're probably going to have to make a trade or two. I don't know what I would trade, in all honesty. Like I said, I offered a bunch of free agents, so we'll get the defense off of that. Now, I don't have a whole lot of... Where can I look at my... where is... Let's just go to the trade. Now, the one nice thing about being able to draft this was I was able to take some young kids that have some upside. I took Elias Pettersson, first round pick of the Vancouver Canucks last year, two-way center. He can get very good. I currently have him playing in the AHL. He's going to play first line minutes down there for a year or two. I have Jake Bean. I just sent him back to the CHL. So he'll get a year of juniors and then come back, probably play a year in the AHL. When he hits 21, we'll probably see the NHL. Michael Del Cole, I put him in the minors as well. So our first line is Del Cole, Pettersson, and somebody else. We've got a few. Oh yeah, yes for both. I got a couple of guys that I got to make sure that are playing top minutes down there on the AHL team. But aside from that, we get it's pretty rough. So we're gonna have to utilize the draft effectively. Goalies. I have Pekka Luukkonen. I'm pretty sure that's how you say his name. His trade value is through the roof. I'm gonna get probably 6 or 7 seasons out of Connor Hellebuck. Maybe a little less depending on what his cap hit evolves to. But Luukkonen will progress and we'll be able to use him. So we've got goaltender, which we're fine on. Defense, we're pretty lackluster. We need to. We've got Daly, McNabb, Girardi, Lozado. Like it's rough. We got Ryan Ellis. Ryan Ellis will be around for a while. We can sign him probably like 5 or 6 and keep him around. But other than that, our defense is pretty bad. Looking at our offense, we've got Vladimir Tarasenko. He's going to be here for the entirety of the run, potentially. He'll probably end up making upwards of about 10. Him with Kuznetsov is going to be a disgusting first line. At least it should be. Tarasenko will score 40 goals. Kuznetsov can chip in 20 and put up 60 assists. I just need to get a first line guy to play with them. Right now, Connor Sheary's up there. I don't think I want that. I kind of want to put Daniel Sedin on that first line. But at the same time, I don't want to handicap myself by having a guy who's over 30 playing in the top 6. So I might just trade Daniel Sedin to try and figure something out. But before we get into that, let me sim a couple of days here and see what people we signed. I said I threw out a bunch of contracts because there was a lot of free agent guys that were under 30 that were available still. So I want to see what we get. I should have scouted. That was my bad. Well, we won our first preseason. All right, so Nick Suzuki, he's a 59 overall, 18-year-old. Somebody I wanted to sign, another prospect, just to keep an eye on. Marcus Foligno, NHL third liner. Tyler Ennis, NHL third liner. Marcus Kruger, NHL fourth line center. Brendan Smith, third pairing defenseman. Shane Prince, AHL guy. Louis Domingue went to Vegas. God damn it. Full in, another decent defenseman. So again, I just a couple of signings to fill out my NHL roster, keep my AHL roster competitive so that my guys can progress. We're 4-0 in the preseason, so clearly something's going right here. I need to have scouted. Were those all the contracts I offered? I need a backup goalie. That's the other thing. Louis Domingue was like the best goalie out there, age-wise. Because when I was signing guys, I still kind of want to sign Branson. I mean, he's a 76 though. He really fell out. He was a great defenseman last year in this game, but he's just so not anymore. Can I sort by age? These are all... Oh, God, I'm not doing that. There's a whole bunch of people. Alright, let's look at goaltenders. Is there anybody else here that's... JF Berube? Gareth Sparks. We'll take Sparks. We'll see if he wants to come play for us. Like I said, I don't have the greatest backup currently, so anybody's a little better. Can we go 6-0 in the preseason? Winnipeg's 1-3. We lost 5-1. Damn. Alright, so if we could get the goalie to sign, I can go set up my roster, and we can kind of... Alright, so Garrett Sparks. We should still have a bunch of cap space. I signed all those guys, but none of them got, was overly expensive. So we should have... We still have 10.2 million in cap space. Granted, I haven't called everybody up yet. So let's go do the roster moves. Let's set up the roster. I'm not going to do any simming this video. I want to see kind of the reaction to the roster and see where we're at. Alright, so defensively, I want to call up Smith, Ennis, and Kruger. Defensively, I can send down Griffin Reinhart. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I only send one defenseman? That sucks. I'm actually going to send down Michael Delzato. Because I want this Joakim Ryan kid to play at least bottom 6 time. And then forwards. Who do I have up here? Nobody really. I'm going to send down Christopher Stieg. I'm going to call up... Oh, do I call it Marcus Foligno? Yeah, we'll call it Marcus Foligno. Alright, there we go. And then the AHL, I have to make sure the Boquist, our guys are where they need to be. We can best lines the NHL. So we got Foligno, Kruger, Calvert, Brown, Cizikas, Gord. Actually, I'm going to put Connor Brown on the 4th line. We'll do Matt Calvert on the 3rd line. 2nd line is Sedin, Galchenyuk, Zucker. It might be a rough line. And the 1st line, Shiri, Kuznetsov, and Tarasenko. Defensively, Daly, Ellis. Alright, that's fine. And the goaltenders. Oh, right. Goaltenders, I gotta swap the goalies. Best lines, I'll come back to the AHL. Roster moves. Alright. Goalies. Kakinen. Sparks. There we go. Best line. No, don't want best lines for this. Alright, so the AHL, best lines. I want Sundqvist, Michael Duckel, and then Christopher Stieg's gonna pretty much just sit down here. I don't want to put him on the NHL roster. Tom Lundell. You can get stats for Nick Suzuki. I'm surprised. Why can't Suzuki go to the... Is he not from the CHL? It's weird that he's not. I mean, Noah Rod's a grinder. I really don't want to use Noah Rod. Spencer Fu. I want to get Boquist in there. And I want to get... Schmar in there. Schnar. Alright. Shane Prince isn't going to do much. Sundquist probably isn't going to do much either. I'm going to put Boquist on the first line with Pedersen and Delcole. So Sniper, two-way forward, two-way forward. Schmar, Suzuki, Sundquist. Actually, we're going to go over Stieg. And then this is all messed up down here, but that's fine. Defensively, Delzato, Feline, Subban, Reinhardt. Delzato can jump down here. Let's put Subban there. And the goaltenders, I want Luukkonen playing. I want him to be the starter, but he won't be. Alright, in the NHL, I just gotta put a goalie in. Garrett Sparks. Alright, sweet. So there's our team. Like I said, it's a little rough. I'm going to go actually look at the lines of some other teams to kind of get an understanding of where our team is. We're currently sitting as a playoff hopeful. Alright, so Anaheim, wow, they drafted really well. Landeskog, Scheifele, Riley Smith, Anisimov on the fourth line, Ryan Kessler, Matt Duchene. What's our defense? McDonough, Burns, Myers, Chara. See, being allowed to pick from all age groups really helps these teams. They got Luongo and Khudobin in net. So that's not a bad team for Anaheim. We're the Central. Let's look at the Central Division. Alright, so Chicago. Philip Forsberg, Charlie Coyle, Matthew Perreault. This team did not draft well. Carl Hagelin. Oh, they brought Alex DeBrincat back. Good for them. Joe Coburn, Uncle Leo, Zach Smith, Pavel Zacha, Reed Boucher, Athanasiou, Daniel Sprong. That's a bad team. No, that's absolutely a bad team. Drew Doughty, Troy Brody, Michael Matheson, Josh Manson, Deanne Phaneuf, Nicholas Cronwall. So they have a decent decor. Did they at least get a goalie? They got Tuukka Rask. Okay, so that's not awful. Chicago probably going to be at the bottom of the division, if I had to guess. Just not enough offense to I mean, that fourth line might score, but they're going to give up a bunch of goals. Alright, on to the next one. We moved Colorado to the Pacific. That way I could put Minneapolis in the Central. So Dallas. Victor Arvidsson, Patrice Bergeron, TJ Oshie, Anthony Mantha, Mika Zibanejad, Michael Frolik, Jason Spezza, Jerome McGinley, Tobias Reeder. I keep wanting to call him Tobias Reaper, as in like the Grim Reaper, because I've been playing a lot of Hitman, and that's the Hitman's name is Tobias Reaper. Dallas has a good team. It's a good top six. There's not a whole lot of goal scoring threat. TJ Oshie and Zibanejad will put some goals in, but aside from that, just not seeing a lot of offense on these teams. Niskanen, Slavin, Forbert, McQuaid, Mathot, Ben. No, they brought Ben back, so they have a Ben. Again, not a team that's overly talented. Vasilevsky in net though, and the Hamburglar. So Dallas is going to be a tough team. They'll be a playoff team, absolutely. Minnesota. Alexander Ovechkin, Vincent Trocheck, Eric Halla. That's a good first line. The second line, though, Artemi Panarin, Eric Stahl, Jason Chimera. Like, you get Chimera off that second line, maybe throw Jake Virtanen up there. That's a good second line. Slepyshlov, Boyle, Sanford, Grabowski, Bertuzzi. Alright, so they must have gone defense. Oh, wow. Nick Leddy, Risto Ristolainen, Steven Johns, Eric Jelena, Gabriel Carlson, Jordan Schmaltz. So they got their big four right here. Ovechkin, Trocheck, Stahl, Panarin, and then they kind of just meh. Did they take a goalie at least? They did not. They took Semyon Varlamov and Eric Comrie. Eric Comrie is a good goalie of the future. He gets like an 86, but Minnesota's going to be a tough team. They've got a lot of offense. They got a lot of offense, but a very, very lackluster defense. So this is going to be an interesting GM mode because of how the AI drafts. So we got Nashville here. James Van Riemsdyk, Henrik Zetterberg, Michael Bodker, Oliver Bjorkstrand, Paul Stastny, Yuri Tolucci. No, they've got Tyson Jost. No, he's in the division. Damn it. He's got to go. The guy's a monster. He's already got 4. He scored 4 goals in the preseason. Nashville's going to be a suitable opponent if they can replace Zetterberg and Tolucci. Ah, Tyson Jost. That sucks. Oh, that defense, though. That defense is nice. Pietrangelo, Hamilton, Strawman, Shattenkirk, Hickey, Merrill. That's a good decor. That's not that. Yeah, that's Keith Kincaid and Jonathan Quick. So yeah, Nashville has a little bit of scoring, but their defense is more than good enough to keep pucks out of the net. All right, so who's up next? St. Louis. Chris Kreider, Logan Couture, Matt Zuccarello, Amiku Koivu, and then a whole bunch of nothing. No, they've got Devin Shore. Why must you go to St. Louis of all teams? Ooh, Garinov and Samuelson, man. Again, these teams just... Sergachev, Carlson, Dumba, Zaitsev, Calvin DeHaan, Gravel, they prioritize defense. That first pairing of Carlson and Sergachev is going to be disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And you got Dumba right there with him. St. Louis is going to be a good defensive team. And they got Marc-Andre Fleury in net. I say defensive team, they're going to be a good offensive team because both of those guys are going to put the puck in the net. Even Dumba's got really good offensive characteristics in this game. Alright, there should be one other team. Winnipeg. Winnipeg, Jamie Benn, Sean Couturier, Mike Hoffman, Timo Meyer, Adam Henrique, Michael Furlan, and then a bottom six of trash. That first line's pretty good though. Two-way forward, a sniper, and a power forward. This is gonna be whose first line can carry them to the best. Roman Josi, Jacob Trouba, Mike Green, Thomas Chabot, Danny DeKaiser, and Chris Bigoris. And then in net, Robin Lehner and Cal. So they bailed out on goalies to pick defense, essentially. They took their 4 forwards and then they just stacked defense. So if I had to guess, looking at the team and then looking at the division, I'd probably say Nashville's the best team in the division, followed closely by St. Louis. And then I'd say we're third. I think our team is pretty set. I mean, we obviously did well in the preseason. We went 5-1. But I will give you a peek. We'll sim the first game of the season. We will sim the first game of the season, and then I'll wait for the comments to pour in, kind of see, do I trade my veterans? Do I just kind of throw year one out and see what the draft has in store for us? Because like I said, free agency is going to be rough. It's not going to be very good. Ooh, New York has Tyler Seguin. Alright, 0-0 after 1 in the Minneapolis Huskies inaugural season. Oh, Gustav Nyquist gets on the board first, so we couldn't score the first goal. Who will get the first goal in Husky history? Somebody's got to get it. I don't want to get shut out in game 1, because we're going to sim game 2. Oh, power play. We're absolutely going to sim game 2 if we don't score a goal. I want to see who gets the first goal in the organizational history. Oh, Connor Shear, he gets it from the right side. Alright, overtime in the opening game. What a surprise. Every year that I do this, we go to overtime in game 1. And we go to a shootout. Hey, we win in the shootout. Tarasenko and Galchenyuk. Tyler Seguin for New York. So there you have it. The Minneapolis Huskies' first ever game ends in a shootout victory. Very nice. But like I said, comment section below for reactions, comments, suggestions, anything and everything. In addition to that, thank you for watching. Hopefully you are around for the long haul. This will probably be the last GM mode we do for NHL 18. As 19 comes out sooner than later. Oh, yeah. Thank you for watching. And I will see you on Saturday for episode 2.